Phoebe,
So, season
you said
finale.
so much. Ooh, there was so much good shit said. But you know what? This is why we're still here because I remember the shit we said, and we're gonna bring it back.
I'm sure you got good notes.
We're gonna bring it back.
I
So what
don't
do
remember.
you? Oh, I do. Girl, they were
Yeah.
right here because there was two more bullet points I have for you,
Okay,
and
let's go.
and then you had brought up something. I was like, oh, we can get into this all day about safe spaces. But
All day.
so some gems. If there were some gems that you could drop on your journey as just a CEO and being an entrepreneur, some gems that you can share with us.
I think my answer was just don't quit. Like the difference
Yes.
between someone, making it and not making it is just, you know, giving the hell up. And I'm just not a quitter. Just for some reason it'll be a nagging feeling in me to not finish something and complete something. So
Mm-hmm.
just, even if you have to shift paths and you got to shift directions, which is definitely necessary, especially as an entrepreneur or any, industry you're in, especially creative based too. You're gonna have to shift that path. That river is gonna go, you know, several different ways.
Yeah.
But just keeps, just keep
Keep
swimming.
going.
Just keep swimming.
Don't quit. Don't quit. So our after dark segment was fun, and
It was.
yeah, I liked our question, and we had. I mean, that was popping off like the men and the women were commenting, but basically, we were talking about and having the whole conversation with, are you a t-shirt and panties gal or are you a lingerie gal? And that was an ode and a shout out to my girl, my muse, Rihanna, and Phoebe. What was your answer?
My answer was your t-shirt and my panties. You know, and panties. I always thought that was funny to pronounce it that way.
Panties.
Like Eartha Kitt or I forgot her character in Boomerang. Lady
Yeah.
Eloise. Anyway, um, yeah, a t-shirt. I want to go to sleep. I want to, hit it and quit it. And the easiest way to do that is to have a t-shirt on. Make them feel great about wearing his shit. I think I was saying it was like a territorial thing. Um, I don't know, maybe, but
You said with
it's
their
coming
leg up or
off.
something like that.
Yeah, pissing on the tree somewhere. It's their t-shirt. You know what I mean? Their shirt. But
Yeah.
mainly just because lingerie isn't the most comfortable. Keep it real with you. You know what I mean? It's not the most comfortable, and it's
Yeah.
coming off anyway. So, you know, you buy it, I'm gonna wear it.
I'm
It's
not
always
mad at
my
that.
MO. Yeah,
Listen, I'm a t-shirt and panties gal too. I think I don't know, I feel sexier in that, to be honest
I
with
do
you.
too. It's
Like,
natural. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. You feel because lingerie is just so. It's like it's quick. And
Yeah.
you didn't put your thing on and did your whole little
Girl, it's
show.
not the most. I mean, to your that you actually said it's not the most comfiest thing ever. I was
Hmm.
like, men be wearing women to wear lingerie. I'm like, are y'all wearing lingerie? Do y'all know what this feels like? Because I don't think
This
you know what this
thing
feels like.
snap up under can devastate you up under that thing. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a little small. You want it to be a little extra small, just could give a little, you know, sexiness to it. But no. Mm-mm.
That ain't it. That
Nobody's trying
ain't
to be
it.
uncomfortable and nobody has time to play. I
Right.
could use that money somewhere else, such as, bag shoes,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
again,
If they
you could buy
if
me
they
an
buy
ugly
you
outfit.
wearing
I'm
it.
I'm gonna wear it. I'm
Right.
gonna rock that thing. But anything.
Shout out to my sis because she was like, I hate. She says, I hate it. Like hates lingerie. I'm telling you, it's
I think I would love to know the guy's perspectives. I don't think. I mean, I think it's items like the little thigh high, you know, not the panties, but the like stockings.
yeah.
There's certain items that I think they have like, yeah, but
But in their minds too, I've talked to men. They're like, if you like it, that's fine. They're like, we don't care. It's coming off anyways.
niggas do not care. You hear
They don't
me?
care. They don't care.
Nothing about anything. Hair, you know, nothing.
They're like, if it
Except
gets
for
you in the
except for
mood, it's fine.
the only thing that disturbs a man and will keep him from hitting it or hitting someone is if she's pink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like literally the only thing that's gonna stop a dude from being like, you know what? I'm cool. I can do other things. You know what I mean? You
She
know,
said nothing. I hear
that's
you.
the only thing I
Okay.
think. Only thing.
Yeah.
Yes, nothing.
Shout out to Jareen. The one thing that you had said as we were, so Phoebe and I are back for a part two because when we came back, we had some issues, technical issues, and Instagram just did not save my shit. And so we're basically ending our interview the proper way. And there was something that you said to me that you know is near and dear to me. And you were like, gee, like you're such a safe space for men, or like that's something that I really tend to. And and we've had these conversations offline, but Phoebe, when you said that, I was just like, oh, because
Yes.
it's really something that I am adamant about because you know I think it's not enough to be said that Black men re-traumatize Black women, and we're usually at the hands of their trauma or their pain or their disrespect, and some men don't know how to deal with their emotions in a way that's healthy. And then there's some people that just don't really care to. And so for me, I don't know where it came from, where it started, but I was always I said if there was ever an organization where it was a safe space for Black men, I would be the CEO, the founder, the
President.
yeah,
Not only a
girl,
client, as a player president.
ambassador. It would be all these things because, I just I think it's not enough that I don't believe in the emasculation of men. I'm not with the fuckery either, but I don't believe in the emasculation of men. I think a lot of times, like, so many things, Phoebe, are rooted in slavery and how they treated us and things that we've had to carry on from generations to
Yeah.
generations and generations. And
Hey, nephew.
and I think, so in one of the videos, and I don't know if it made it, but I was talking about this guy called Protector Bay. And it was somebody I just met, and we were in the same vicinity. And in that moment, I felt hella protected, but I also felt the need to affirm that I felt protected in his presence. And I know sometimes people don't believe in, what's up, Matthew? Some people don't believe in affirming men on what they're supposed to be doing. And I disagree with that to a certain extent. I
Yeah.
think people like, because we are all we got, we have to support each other, affirm each other in all cases necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem being that tender space for men. I think, imagine if the emotional trauma that they hold in and that they don't deal with in a healthy way was cared for, taken care of, and seen and heard. And what would that look like in the Black community, right?
I
If
mean,
Black
I'm sure that
love.
would be. I think true truth is that I know there's a lot of Black women out here, and and of course we're talking about Black because that's what we are. Um, a lot of Black women out here hurt and traumatized too, and there's no
Yep,
safe places for them. But our community should be the safe place.
I agree.
So, I think relationships, marriages, mother daughter, father son, generations change and they're changing like this. I mean, where we were in January is a completely different world right now. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on, and I don't think Black people have a safe place at all.
Yeah.
And then I taking it a step further, you know, I don't care what any strong, independent woman says, especially me. I'm one of the strongest, bull-headed sea goats there are. But you don't want to go fight the world and have to come home and have to fight at home. Like, nobody wants that. No man wants that. No woman wants that. It needs to be a safe place.
Place for
And I
both.
think a lot of people don't have the tools to talk. Like, I don't know if you watch, one of my favorite shows is Marriage Boot Camp with Dr. Ish, but he's a Black doctor. You know what I mean? He knows how to talk to the rappers, the white people. He knows how to talk to on their level. But sometimes you could be saying the same thing this person says, but he's just not receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I agree, it is their job to get that help.
I no, listen, I don't disagree with that at all. I think it's just the stigma behind therapy in the Black
Mm,
community. And so
correct. So if you
and
can
then
name it
it's,
anything else, they might come.
well, and even like the toxic masculine behaviors that exist in the patriarchal society that we live in, right? Patriarchy doesn't benefit patriarchy benefits black men because of their
They're
men, right?
men,
Their gender
right?
is men, but it's also a system of whiteness that does not benefit them completely, right? They can show up in certain spaces
Yeah.
because they are male, but you are constantly reminded that you're black and you're male. And um
It's
so
still better than being a black woman though, because
oh, I know, we're at
I
the bottom of the totem pole. I try to tell somebody that. I was like, they were like, black men have a target on their backs. I said, do you ever have to worry about getting raped, assaulted? We don't even get paid on the dollar as you walk. Like that ended the argument, right? Like
I've been like some of the most, and this ain't to degrade anybody, but some of the most sexist men I've met in the most recent years have been black men, which was so damn surprising to me because I had never seen my father's not like that. He's like feminist times 10. So it was so shocking to me to see that. You guys are discriminated against at work every day, doing anything, target on your back, and then turn around and be sexist. That can't be racist to us, but
right.
they could possibly be colorist, you know what I mean? But sexist,
And
I've
they
seen
are.
it.
There's some of
They
them
are
are.
majority. And one thing I attend, I know this might be going off a tangent. I really can't stand when us, we, or anybody talk about, black people, the only people to do. No, they're not. No, they're not. I have a Mexican friend, one of my closest friends, who's like my complexion, a little bit lighter, because obviously she's Mexican. And she's been called Blackie in her family all her
Mm.
life. So every, race probably besides whites deal with the colorist mentality. But for some reason, we love it like only black men do that. No, they don't. You know what I mean? I know I grew up with lighter men. None of them would talk to me. So it kind of depends on your perspective. I just don't like that generalization. Like my father, the lightest woman he's ever been with was my mother, and I was like by mistake. He's never, he doesn't like slim women. My brother, most of the women. So I just don't like those attacks on, even when a black reality show they get to fighting. Have you ever seen, Real Housewives of Orange County? They fight too. So I don't know. I think changing the narrative, like for some reason, like a black on black crime, you know, we don't hate each other this bad.
Right, but
Black
even the
people,
numbers actually say that we're not the highest in the crimes against each other, but they make it seem like
right,
that, and that's the
right. That's what I'm
manipulative
saying.
part.
But they also make it seem like black men don't love black women when we know
Uh-huh.
that to be not the truth. They also make it seem like black women hate black men, and because yeah, most people didn't
Or hate other black women.
or hate other black women. And my mentors have been all strong black women. Majority. I've only had two black men mentors. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? One white male mentor, one, you know what I mean? And everybody else, anybody who's touched my life has been a black woman. So, I think that let's start there. Let's change that narrative. We
I
love
know
each
we got
other,
to do more of
you
changing that
know,
narrative, but
right.
I know when we in our last like the first part of our interview we were talking about so like how we both share the same sentiments on sharing celebrating black stories and
Mm-hmm.
narratives and things of that nature. And so I just really wanted to bring that back up. And I agree, like it's not always about the black women showing up only, like black women being the only ones showing up for black men. Black men need to show up for black women as well. But I think, as us being and identifying as black
Right.
women, cis hetero black women, it's that's something that I know has been dear to me and something how I show up, right? And vulnerability is definitely hard, right? But in the season that I'm in my life, Phoebe, like I would rather be vulnerable and share these
Oh, hell
experiences
yeah.
because so
I
here's
don't
the
have
thing.
time. Nobody has
Yeah.
time to put on a mask. We put on masks now. The funniest,
Mm-hmm.
craziest thing, we put on masks every day. I don't want to show up anybody else. It's too much work,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody to show up to me that has on a mask other than COVID mask.
Your surgical
So
mask, your
annoying.
KN95 mask.
So
I
annoying.
I think the people that I've experienced and encountered, like at least the black men that I've encountered, I think a lot of times they don't. We had mentioned bragging about ourselves and how we don't do that often, and I have to really kind of think back to like Georgia. How do you show up in these spaces with the people that you deal with or are attracted to? And I'm like, man, I'm someone that you don't meet twice, and I need to step into that more because I feel like I've
True.
poured into black men left up on black men. I've been there and in ways that they're not used to or they can't handle. And I've been rejected by it because it was too much for them. Um, and then some would be able to receive it. And then later on, it would be overwhelming to them. And so I would rather show you that these things are possible versus like you thinking like all black women do this. No, they
Yeah.
don't. You just haven't met a
It's
black
just
woman.
everybody can be multifaceted and
Fast
nuanced,
and nuanced.
but us as a race of
Right.
people, black men and women. But speaking of ourselves, you can't be ratchet and classy,
Mm-hmm.
which is a complete dishonor to my whole being when somebody says something that like that. Like, who said you can't be a balance of both? So, I will say, I'm an accountable, look yourself in the mirror type of person. Like, I have given a lot to the wrong men. My bad. I chose
Mm.
the wrong ones. Move on. It's a numbers game. You're only going to marry one. In my case, too, But, you only marry one out of a handful of guys. Get out there and play the
Mm-hmm.
game. Get out there and play the game. And majority of them are going to be disappointments. But I remember someone said, and I heard it again, like, you got to be cool with building up somebody and they not be for you.
Mm.
Because
But most black people don't like that though. I'm not gonna say I'm against it.
who wants it? Who wants to build a nigga up or build a chick up for him to go be with Shantae? Like, who wants that? Nobody. But nobody in my life, has increased my life. You know what I mean? Every man in my life is sick. And I don't care what they say, because they watched me develop into who I said I was going to be, who they even said I was going to be. Because I've had men speak beautiful things into my life, friends, people that were connected to me. I've always had this, and likewise, it's the energy, so how dare I be so upset? That's how you become bitter, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just salty because your ex is living his best life. Well, you better go live your best life, because it's something you learned from there. It might have been a tragedy of a relationship,
Mm.
but I've learned something in every friendship, career. I mean, and I know I'm here now. I wasn't like this in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's perspective. You're going to be salty about raising a man up. I'm so glad he gone. Like, you have to think about that, because nobody has time to raise men. But you
Mm.
definitely made him better, you know what I mean, in life. And it doesn't have to even be the thought process of the next person, because none of my exes with nobody. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the next person. You know what I mean? They ain't nobody of value.
He's like,
you
they ain't
know?
with nobody. I mean, they could be, but
They
they ain't
could
nobody.
be, but
They
they
ain't
not.
Phoebe.
You can't
They ain't
replace.
Phoebe.
But that is what you gonna go to the heaven with, or wherever
Yeah.
you think you're gonna go. It's like, how did you treat such and such? How did you treat da 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 da? You know what I mean? Because we can't control anybody. And I mean, that just gave me so much peace. Like,
Mm.
the only person that, you can control is you. And
Mm-hmm.
if that's all you, focused on, you know, that energy, you like that aura, is somebody going just all over, you know,
That's
all
funny.
over
That's
you.
the name of my production company, MYS Master Yourself Productions. I did that intentionally.
I was thinking about, what does that mean? I put all
Master
types of stuff on
yourself
there.
because it was a reminder to myself, Phoebe, and I formed that company 5 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You still a baby. You still a baby. We quit too fast. You know what I mean? Like, not us. I'm just saying you know, quit out, and I had the pleasure of seeing my mother fail so many times.
Mm.
That was, if I learned anything from life, it was watching my parents fail hard as hell too, like losing cars, losing, complete businesses being taken, all type of stuff. Fail
Mm-hmm.
fast, fail hard,
Mm-hmm.
and get the hell up and keep it going.
Mm. Mm.
Like, I think I'm talking to the choir myself. Like,
Yeah.
this is a constant thing you tell yourself, but girl, This business will drive you crazy. These men will drive you crazy. If you got kids, some
Okay.
kids will drive you absolutely out of your mind.
Where the men's at? I mean, no,
They
everything.
everywhere.
They everywhere, girl. No, you
They
know what's so
every.
funny? Because I feel like I gotta have this conversation with you, and on the platform that we're on, so many dope people have joined.
Ooh, watch my mouth.
I know, strong black woman. So you know they always talk about the compliment, like what's up, Stan? Because I know he just said she's a strong black woman, but I don't know if you saw circulating though. They were like, well, you know how when men try to describe black women, they're like she's strong, and every woman is like that's not a compliment because like you can't name anything else about what you like about me beyond strong because we've had to carry this superwoman trope forever, like as if we don't hurt and bleed and
Yeah.
have pain
I
within us.
definitely want to see more empathy, but no lies. I've lost a father. You know what I mean? To
Mm,
hear strong, I'll be like, thank you. Like, I hope that's the first thing, you know, after beautiful. You know what I mean? Getting money. After I want that to be a adjective for me. You know what I mean? Because life is going to hit you, baby.
yeah,
It's gonna hit you. And there's a lot of people I've seen. I never thought I would be this strong. Never in a million years. So that is, even though does it suck to always have to be strong? That's why you pray for a good partner, friends,
to
um,
balance you out.
to balance you out. But I couldn't. I know some weak chicks, and I couldn't be them. You know what I mean? I could not be them. Weak people, not just chicks, but nah. So I mean, again, why do we always have to be strong? Because we just are. We birthed this country. We birthed this world. Black, we're the Eve gene, right? That's what it is. Of course. So I don't know. I know. I get what you're saying 100%. You don't
It
want
just
to have
has
to
to be more
fight.
than just like, oh, she's a
Yeah.
strong black woman. Okay, what else? Because me being a strong black woman,
That's
as a
almost like the
black woman, I don't
standard. It's like the
like, but
standard in your car. Strong black woman strong. What's the next? I get what you're saying.
it is well because being a strong black woman also gets us killed or we're dying at higher rates in the hospital when we have babies. So what else,
Mm.
right?
That is one of the most disheartening current.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even
Because we're
current, but situations.
strong,
And
but
we
that
are
gets us
literally considered
killed.
animals. Nothing we feel is too painful.
Yeah,
I will be
that
having
gets us
kids at home.
killed. That gets us hurt and disrespected at the hands of the people that we're supposed to that we think are supposed to love us and that we trust. And so that's why I'm just like it was a thought that came to mind when I saw that comment. And that wasn't knocking him, but it was something that I had saw circulating on
Mm.
Twitter. Like that's not a compliment. Calling a woman a strong black, like that's not a compliment. Like you got
It's
to come
like
to the table with
sad
something
almost. No,
else.
I see what you're saying with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you got to come to the table
we
with
have
something
to
else.
go through so much. We do, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to be the opposite.
Right. It
Okay.
always comes back to bite us in the ass, and sometimes strong becomes angry. Yes. Shout out to
True.
Jasmine, aka Mom driving this.
Definitely true on this.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Something else before I let you go. So what? How do you navigate? You already know where I'm going with this.
No, but I
No.
know it's juicy. Spicy.
How do you navigate the love life of things? Because this is a conversation and voice notes all day, every day,
Every
multiple
day. It's
times
like
a
you already
day.
know the answer now. What's that's the answer
Yeah,
question?
like how do you
How do I
navigate? Because
navigate?
right now, okay, so the reason why I asked you is because like I'm in this smitten phase right now, and I haven't been in this
Ooh,
smitten phase, Phoebe,
I
and
love a smitten phase. I love a
I
good
don't
smitten
know.
phase.
But it's smitten, it's the overthinking, and I'm like, I just want to chill.
Stop.
I know. Smack me, girl.
I did. I just did. Did you feel it?
But where do you find the time for that?
I always find the time. That time is always on. That is not something I ever
That you
will. I'm willing.
compromise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have all this money and all this hustle and be bored. And I'm bored. I can't lie and say that I don't get bored. But you have to make the time. I'm at the age of, do you want to do what, do you want a family or do you not? You got to figure out what you want to do. I think it's a priority, and I'm not. Um, I'm not one of those girls that won't say that. It's a priority to me.
Mm.
I'm just not willing to just deal with anything, you know. So where do I find the time? You know, get flued out. Get flued out. Um, I'm in Cleveland. I'm in Ohio. So take me somewhere.
Get
Let's get to
flued.
talk.
I love
Just to
it.
talk because I'm working any other time. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely not looking in Cleveland. You know.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Side note, I'm not going to say it on live. I
oh,
know the name of our weekly series that we're going to do on IGTV because we talked about
okay.
it.
I'm down. I'm down.
I won't hit you on the side,
I just want to
but
make sure I have a drink,
oh yeah,
like a
oh
happy
you know
hour
what?
type of thing.
I meant to pull up to our
I
thing
meant
with
to
a
pull up
drink
too.
for the season finale, but we're gonna get more of this because I mean everybody was like, I mean before we got cut off, everybody was in the things, girl. Like they were
Okay.
like feeling
I'm so sad.
you.
I couldn't really because I was watching my
Oh
back to make
right,
sure anybody run up on me.
uh
But
huh. I was
I
looking at
didn't
the
see. I saw
comments.
some of the comments and I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
No, I was watching some of the comments. What Instagram has done for my videos now, when I save it to
No more
IGTV,
comments.
there's no more comments. So that
Somebody
happens
got
to you too.
that's everybody. Yeah, it's like everybody's
Why did
complaining
they
about that.
change it? Oh my gosh.
I can imagine something in my mind. You save something. Somebody, got killed. A husband, a wife saw something like, oh, you gonna be commenting in Keisha's live? I don't know. Who
Oh, you
knows?
think it was
But
something
it's
extreme that happened? Yes, the
yeah.
prospective liaison. She was the one I was waiting for to come back.
Yes. First of all, I went to school with her,
Steph-
Shaker. Hey, cheerleader.
yes, Stephanie,
Um,
right?
yes,
Uh huh.
a psychiatrist or psychologist. I know that I get those. Excuse me. You can. Hey, babe. You can let us know what you do up in the comments. But
Right. But I
exceptional.
mean, listen, again, for those that are just jumping in, Phoebe and I, she was my beau to the end of my After Dark series. After Dark with Georgia Pierre is my interview series, and I'm doing a rerun of every episode, and Phoebe
Okay.
is my season finale. And then she and I are friends, real girlfriends in life. And so this conversation just
Word
kind of,
up.
went left and right and back to the middle
This is
because
this. I want everybody to know that this is a real tame Georgette and Phoebe conversation. You know what I mean? Because them voice notes go. They go in. They go
girl,
in.
girl, girl,
So I
girl.
think the
Yeah,
world could possibly. I gotta just, you know, I'm like a female Samuel L. Jackson. If I can tame that just a little bit more, I
I
think we
am
good.
too.
You know,
F bomb here,
Eh,
left and right.
just everything. So, but I'm
Uh,
down. I'm definitely down.
let's absolutely, absolutely. DB, yes. She said, yes, you are. I guess, but the
Oh, I
female
got it.
Samuel Jackson.
License.
Um, Phoebe, how can they find you? Oh, what's next? What's next? What's next?
You know, life of an entrepreneur, you never know. Straight up what I thought my life would be for it's what I will say is very positive. I'm making strides. Things I've been saying I wanted to do for 10, 15 years. I'm doing investment stuff like that. But with COVID is really that thing, came in with a mean one too. So I think not only myself, any business person, um, executive down to entry level, we're concerned. We don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, I mean, I would suggest something I do and continue to do is just keep them streams, keep getting a lot of streams because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. I do not see us as a country, as a globe, as a world economy bouncing back to the end of next year. And that
Mm-hmm.
is very, very nice. That's not really, that's like the best case scenario. It's already worst case scenario in most cases. You know what I mean? From like the predictions from March, May, June. So I don't see it really bouncing back to full capacities like 2024. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Mm-hmm.
2022, I think people start seeing some, changes. I'm saying all that to say that we better buckle down even the more. This is the time for, and I've been seeing, I'm so excited to support Black businesses, you know, almost like a virtual Black Wall Street because You know, we got a powerful spending dollar. We spend a lot of money. Yeah, man. Like just on the economy level,
Yeah.
think about the Great Recession. We're really fully not fully back, you know, bounced back from 2006, 2008 era.
Oh, I
You
didn't
know
even
what I
think about that
mean?
because I remember I was coming out of grad school when they he marked it. It was a recession in 2008, and I literally graduated a few months after, and I thought I was going to get a job. Nothing.
No. So it started back in 2005.
Mm.
That's how, and it's cyclical. Like, you know, there was one of the worst grades I got, but economy, every 10 to 15 years, something crashes, something goes crazy. You know, so if you keep that in mind, you can't just be working on one stream. You know, so you say, what's next? Figuring out more streams because we don't
Mm-hmm.
know what's next. We really, really don't know what's next. And that's not even saying that to be, you know, make nobody fearful. It really just flatlines everybody. We all on
Yeah.
the same, we may have different tax brackets, but we all in the same playing field for the first time in any of our lives, in our mother's lives, that we're all, you know, again, different tax brackets, could be different situations, but nobody knows what the hell they're about to do
Mm-hmm.
unless you're in like an energy, a oil, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
that, imagine if it was just Cleveland that got hit, you know, the stress and anxiety that I would feel as an entrepreneur. That's just not the case. We all
Yeah.
about to figure this thing out. We're all
Out
gonna have,
together.
you
Okay.
know, and that keeps my mind bed, you know.
Yeah. And I'm
A
over here
long,
thinking,
long, that was a really long answer, but
no, it's fine. I it's funny that you said that because in my mind, like I want to start nestling more into New York. To your point, I'm adjusting and pivoting because I want to get settled in before New York goes back up to being as ignorant as it was
oh yeah.
before. So I was like, it's time to
Can
take
you send me some of
advantage.
those?
Huh?
Send me a couple.
Oh yeah, girl, I be on Street Easy like
Street Easy. Bet.
Street Easy is that main store that mainstay app for New York apartments. So um Fee, where can they find you, darling?
Business wise on LinkedIn, Phoebe Lee, Ohio based. So that's probably obviously it's a picture of me there. Affinity Apparel. Um, you can reach me on Instagram with LOVEPHOEBELEE, Love Phoebe Lee. On the candy store, which is my family's 27-year-old business. If you have gifting ideas, and we have candy kits and craft kits for the kids coming, it's at TCL and Kids. So at the Candy Lady and Kids, but TCL and Kids. And that's about it. Like, girl, don't come looking for me though,
Ah,
unless you want to pay a consultant fee. I'm just playing.
no,
I'm
you
really
ain't.
only playing. Unless you're a black woman,
Ah,
I'll give you a discount.
you're so silly, Phoebe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.